Hello and welcome to or welcome back to our third grade math review part 3. Yes, this is part 3, so that means there's part 1 and part 2. You can go back and check those videos so you can get a full view of what we're doing for our third graders. Now, in this video, we're going to compare and order numbers from least to greatest and from greatest to least. And if you still want more review for your third grader, be sure to click the link below. What I have below is a free 60 question worksheet for third graders. So click the link below to get access to that. All right, who's ready to get this third grade math party part 3 started? Let's go. Which shows the numbers ordered from least to greatest? Which shows the numbers ordered from least to greatest? Well, let's take a look. Look at A. I'm seeing that in A, there's a 2,000, 2,000, and 2,000. Okay, so that doesn't show any difference because the digit in the thousands place is the same for all three. Let's look at the digit in the hundreds place. 0 hundreds, 100, and 700. Well, that looks like least to greatest to me because 0 is less than 1 and then 1 is less than 7. So I'm going to keep A in mind, but I'm going to have to make sure I double check all my other options as well just to be absolutely sure. So here again, I have 2 in the thousands place, 2 in the thousands place, 2 in the thousands place, 0 in the hundreds place, 7 in the hundreds place, and then 1. Well, that's not going from least to greatest. That's, yes, 0 is less than 7, but then 7 is greater than 1. So that's not least to greatest. Let's move on to C. We've got 2 in the thousands place, 2 in the thousands place, 2 in the thousands place. But then we look at the digit in the hundreds place, and it's a 1, a 7, and a 0. So that's not showing least to greatest either because I'm seeing that the 1 in the hundreds place is less than the 7, but then the 7 is greater than the 0. So it doesn't match up to least to greatest. Let's try D. 2 in the thousands place, 2 in the thousands place, 2 in the thousands place, 7 in the hundreds place, 1 in the hundreds place, and then 0. This is actually showing greatest to least. D is showing greatest to least, and if you weren't reading carefully, you might want to choose that one, but that's not the correct order. The correct order, as I chose before in the first option, is A. A is the correct order, showing least to greatest. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Select all the numbers that are greater than 5,275. Select all. When I say select all, that should indicate in my brain, well, there is more than one answer. Right? More than one answer. Now, does that mean that there's only 2 answers? No. There may be 3 or 4. Anything that's more than 1 could be an answer. So I don't just select one answer in this instance. So I'm going to look closely at all my digits and to make my determination. So I look at the digit in the thousands place and it's a 5. And then the digit in the hundreds place is a 1. But I'm looking for numbers that are greater than 5,275. 1 in my hundreds place versus a 2 here automatically tells me that A is not an option. It is not greater than 5,275. Then I move on to B, 5,257. Okay, well, there's a 2 here. Well, let's start from the beginning. 5, 5, that's fine. A 2 and a 2, okay, but then the digit in the tens place rather starts changing. It's here is at 7, and here it's a 5. 7 and a 5 means the 7's greater. This B answer is not greater than 5,275. We're still looking for numbers that are greater than 5,275. So my digit in my thousands place is a 5 versus a 5. But here I come to the digit in the 100s place, and it's a 5 versus the digit in the hundreds place is a 2 here. Automatically, that makes C a bigger number, a greater number than 5,275, because 5,572 is greater than 5,275. Let's go on to D. Still a digit 5 in the thousands place, but then I look at the digit in the hundreds place, and it is a 7. So 7 is greater than 2. That automatically means that D is a greater number than D, which is 5,725, is greater than 5,275 up here. Last option. Let's look at 5,752. Is that greater than 5,275? Well, there's a 7 in the hundreds place versus a 7 in the tens place. I'm sorry, hundreds place here. So yes, E is also an option. Great job. We found all 3 answers by taking our time and going through each option very carefully. Let's try the next one. So Juliet works for a company that sells gift baskets. The table shows the number of gift baskets sold over 4 months. in which month did the company sell the most gift baskets? So we're looking at months October, November, December, January. What we're supposed to do, right? Did you figure out that we're looking for the greatest number? Absolutely. Well, there's a 2 here in the thousands place, a 2 in the thousands place, a 3 in the thousands place, and a 3. That automatically eliminates these two because they're obviously smaller than the numbers down here. Okay, let's try and see if we can figure out which one's greater between 3072 and 3027. Well, there's a 0 in the hundreds place, a 0 in the hundreds place. But then I look at the digit in the tens place, and it's a 7 here. It's a 2 here. Well, then it tells me that this number is greater, which means December. In December, that's the month when the most gift baskets were sold. So my option over here is C. My option answer is C. You're doing a great job so far. Let's keep going. All right, so next question says, the number plotted on the line is 3. Ooh, we don't know what a number is, do we? Let's figure it out. Okay, so the dot here is supposed to be our number. Can we figure out what number it is? Let's take a look at A. So, is it 3,705? Let's figure out where 3,705 would be. Well, it would be after 3,700. It would be right about here. Very close to 3,700 because it's only 5 ones. So maybe that would be A, right? Now I'm making a guesstimate here. It's not exact, just an estimated guess. All right, so I don't think it's 3,705. Actually, I know it's not 3,705 because it has to be less. I'm seeing it's close to 3,700, but it's not more than 3,700. Could it be 3,690? Well, it is between 3,600 and 3,700. It is closer to 3,700. I would say maybe. Maybe there's a good chance that it's 3,690. What about 3,625? Oh, okay, 3,625 would be, well, less than half. I'm thinking it would be more like here, right? Would you agree? I think this would be C because 3,650 would be about here. So I'm thinking 3,625 would be about there, about a quarter of the way there. So no, it's not likely that it's 3,625. Could be 3,796. Like I said, it's not greater than 3,700. It's less than 3,700. 3,796, which would probably be somewhere close to 3,800, would be about here. And that's D. So our best bet is B. 3,690 is more likely to be my answer for where the dot is located. All right, great job. Let's try the next question. The top 3 scores of a game are shown in the table. Match each score to its place in the order of the winners. We've got first place, second place, and third place. So let's say you're playing a video game and these are your scores. Who's first? Who's second? Who's third? Well, I would say the one with the 7 versus the 6 and the 6 in the thousands place, I would say this is first place. Would you agree? Yeah, it's the biggest number, right? So let's bubble in A, because 7,042, you got first place. Let's see who might have gotten second place with a score of, well, the next score. Is it the 6,951 or the 6,960? Which one's greater? Because I see that the 6 are the same in the thousands place, the 9s are the same in the hundreds. But when I compare the 51 and the 60, I can see that the 60 is greater. That automatically makes the entire number greater. So this number would be second place. Good job, you got second place with 6,960 points. All right, next. Well, do I need to figure out anything else? No. Third place automatically goes to 6,951. Yay! You all did great. Congratulations, first, second, and third place. All right, next question. Which is the correct symbol to compare the numbers? I'm comparing these two numbers. Okay, which one's greater and which one's least? I like to remind my students that the alligator mouth, with its big teeth, only likes to eat the big numbers. Yeah, he only likes to eat the big numbers. So his mouth is only going to open to eat the big numbers. So if the big number is over here, he's going to eat the big number. But if the big number is over here, he's going to open up to eat that big number over there. No matter where it is, that's where he's going to open up to eat. So let's compare. We have a 7 in the thousands place, a 7 in the thousands place. we've got a 3 in the hundreds place, a 3 in the hundreds place. But when we get to the tens place, I can see a 7 here. When we get to the tens place, I see a 9. Ooh, I can already tell what alligator is going to eat. He's gonna eat 7,394. So his mouth is gonna open this way. Yup. And so we bubble in B. Great job. Let's keep going. Get away from the alligator. All right, which shows the number ordered from greatest to least. Greatest to least. Okay, try again. So what we're gonna do is look at the digits in the thousands place. It's a 6 in all 3 circumstances. Then I look at the digit in the hundreds place. It's a 0. And then a 1. Okay, that does show least to greatest, but not greatest to least. So A is not an option. Let's look at the digit in the thousands place. Again, thousands place, thousands place, thousands place. Okay, they're all 6. But then we look at 0, 3, and then 1. Oh, we're not ordering here because I'm going from 0 to 3 and then back down to 1. That's not showing greatest to least. Let's try C. Again, thousands place, thousands place, thousands place all have 6. Hundreds places of 1. Hundreds places are 3. Hundreds places is 0. We're not ordering here either least to greatest. I don't see a pattern. Then I go to D. D has to be the correct answer. We got 6 again in the thousands place for each, but then we look at the 3 in the hundreds place. Okay. And then a 1 in the hundreds place, and then a 0. Yes, finally we found our answer. This is greater. 6,315 is greater than 6,135. And then 6,135 is greater than 6,035 by itself. So I found my answer. It is D. Let's move on. Select all the numbers that are less than 4,832. Remember, when I see select all, ding, 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 that should highlight in my brain. There, say it with me, there are more than 1 answers, right? There are more than 1 answers because they say select all. But does that mean there's only 2 answers? Nope. It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5. I don't know. Our job is to look through carefully and determine all the correct answers. So you've got 4,832. 4,832. All the digits are 4 in the thousands place, so we can eliminate that part. But then when we go to the hundreds place, I have a 5. Is 5 greater than 8? Nah. 5 is not greater than 8, so that's not. Ooh, wait a second. Uh-oh. We're not looking for numbers that are greater than. We're looking for numbers that are less than. Oh, yes. Oh, let's not eliminate A. So you gotta really pay attention, guys. Did you catch that? You can't eliminate A because A is less than. So we have to give a check to A. A is less than 5,832. We're looking for less than. See, I didn't catch that at first. I was thinking greater than. Gotta pay attention. Gotta be more careful. Okay, so, what about 300 versus 800? Is that less than? Absolutely. What about 900 versus 800? Is it less than? No. 900 is not less than 832. Okay, what about 325 versus 832? Is that less than? Yes. What about 523 versus 823? Is that less than? Yes, it is. Look how many answers there are. There's only one answer that's not correct. So its answers are E, D, B, and A. And we took our time and did that. I know sometimes it takes a little bit of time for you to go through it, but you can do it. Keep going. All right, next question. So Xander played soccer for 4 years, right? The table below shows how many miles he ran over the course of a year. In which year did he run the most miles? Again, we're simply looking for digits that are, well, the number that is greatest, pretty much. We focus on the place value first of each digit, and then we eliminate. All right, so we're looking at 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. 2023 is not done yet, so we can't add that, but let's try to see what we can find out here. We're looking for the most miles. Well, I see 8 in my hundreds place, 8 in my hundreds place, 5 in my hundreds place, 5 in my hundreds place. That's only because I've already noticed that there's a 1 in the thousands place, so I have to move on to the next place value. Now these I can eliminate because there's a number that's greater in the hundreds place, which is 8 in 8. Alright, so I'm focusing on these two. Then I move on to my tens place. There's a 2 in the tens place here, but there's a 5 in the tens place here. The 5 in the tens place tells me it's greater than the 2 in the tens place here. So this is the year when he ran the most miles, which was 2020. Yeah, 2020 was his best year yet, running the most miles. He probably had a lot of practice time in 2020. All right, write the letters A, B, and C above the number line to show each number. Use the value from the table. Okay, can you show me 4,300? Where would that be? Do you see it anywhere here in the number line? Absolutely, it's right here. And that would be A. What about B? 4,550? Where would that be? 4,500's right here. 4,600's here. So halfway between 4,550, halfway between 4,500 and 4,600 would be 4,550. Let me just write the letter. Letter B. And then, where do we find 4,710? 4,710. 4,700's right here, so 4,710 will be really close, maybe right about there, and that would be C. And then we find all our numbers. All right, let's move on. Match each number to its description. So which one has the least value, the middle value, and the greatest value? In other words, we're ordering from least to greatest. Ordering from least to greatest. So, or greatest to least, it doesn't matter. Just which one's the least, which one's the middle, and which one's the greater. Well, again, looking at the digits in the hundreds, in the thousands place, they're all the same. Then we look at the digits in the hundreds place, and that's where we see the differences, right? All right, so what I see is there's a 1 in the hundreds place, a 1 in the hundreds place, and then a 3 in the hundreds place. Well, that's kind of like, I can obviously see the greater number, right? It's the 3. So this is the greatest value, the 7,341, it has the greatest value. So I would bubble it over here to show the greatest value. Okay, now between the 7,100, let me erase this just to be sure that you can see it clearly. Between the 7,143 and the 7,134, which one's greater? Well, 7 in the thousands place, 7 in the thousands place, 1 in the hundreds place, 1 in the hundreds place. But then there's a 4 in the tens place and a 3 in the tens place. So I can see that the 443 or the 7,143 is the greater between the 7,134, right? So that makes it the middle number. So this one is the middle number. And then I don't really have to calculate anything after that. If that's the middle, if I found my middle and I found my greatest value, then automatically the smaller number is 7,134, and that's the least value. And I would bubble in right here to represent the least value. Okay, let's move to the next question. Which is the correct symbol to compare the numbers? If I'm comparing 7,000, notice how they're all in words, so it may help if I write it out in standard form. 7,221, let's write that out. 7,000, comma, 221 versus 7,200, but then this is 12. 1, 2. So I have a 7,000 in each thousands place, a 2 in the hundreds place, but then when I get to the tens place, I see a 2 here. And then I get to the tens place and I see 1 here. So then this number is the greater number. And what did I say about the alligator? Yep, he wants to eat the bigger number. So his mouth will open to the biggest number. So we're looking at this one. Very good. All right, next question. Which letter on the number line represents 3,584? 3,584. Is it M-N-O-P? 3,534. Let's start at M. M looks like it's 3,300. Very close to, but less than 3,300. Maybe 3,295, maybe? Yeah. See, this is an estimate, but not exact, right? So it's okay if we're not exact. But definitely not 3,500. Okay, what about this N? Is that 3,584? Well, I see it's less than 3,500. So maybe this would be 3,495 again, about? Yeah, I think so. What about this number here? It is less than 3,600. And could it be 3,584? Yes, it could be. I think this could be. But over here, oh no. This is 3,000 and it's halfway between 3,800 and 3,900. So it is 3,850. Just about that. Yeah. So the best choice, the best answer we can possibly pick would be C. All right. Let's keep going. This is our last question. A comparison with a missing number is shown. Select all. What did we say about select all? Do you remember? Yes, there are more than one answers. There are more than one answers. Okay, so what are the answers? What are the possible answers that can fit here that are greater than 7,653? I'm looking for something bigger, or something that the alligator mouth would want to eat that's bigger than 7,653. Is it 7,500 versus 600? Nah, alligator's not going to go for that. That's a small number because it's smaller than the 600. What about the digit here? 600. Okay, well, what about 52? No, it's one bit smaller. It's one, the ones is in the digit in the ones place is one smaller. It won't go for that. What about 7,752? Oh yeah, for sure, because 6 is in the hundredths place here, while there's a 7 in the hundredths place here. Yep, we'll go for that one. How about 7,600? Okay, I'm listening. 662? Oh yeah, because 62 is greater than 53. So he will go for that one as well. Let's see, Gator, would you go for 7,625? He says no. You know why? Because he's got a 600 here. He's got a 600 there. But he's got a 25 here versus a 53. Why would he want to go for a 25 when he can have 53? Nope, not it. So our answers are C and D. And that's the end of our part 3 lesson. Yay! Join me on the next video where we will be rounding numbers to the nearest tens, hundreds, thousands. That is always so much fun. Don't forget to click below for a 60-question review for your third graders. I will see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.